Last lessons have been talking about 3 joints of the body, 3 gates, 3 joints of the limb, 3 gates in the body. The high gate, middle gate, lower gate, right? Down the center divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like we've talked about in the previous videos. But also we need to talk about the gates in the tools themselves, okay? So we like to think, in Wing Chun, we like to think of the arm, I gotta get through this to get to that guy. That's troublesome, but it gets a little bit less troublesome when I realize that he's gotta get through the same thing to get to me. So hopefully the educated hands help out, okay? So we like to think of the bridge itself. A bridge is anything that connects you to your opponent, but majorly we're talking about the forearm, right? But we like to think about it as in like a 3 layers deep. Wing Chun's just, if you've picked up on it on the past videos, if you watch them, you'll see me using this number a lot, okay? Wing Chun's just really obsessed with this number, okay? So first layer, second layer, third layer. To a greater or lesser degree, depending on the teacher. You know, some just focus on just the arm, doesn't matter, really. Whole point being is when his power in his hand, I can use that first layer to spill his force in towards me, right? But if his power's not in his hand, that doesn't work that way. So 2, I'm a little bit closer to his spine and I'm a little bit more directly attached. I can use the hin to do this kind of power. I can use a clawing power to use this kind of power. And then once I get past that, of course, once I get into the third one, then I have all kinds of hooking, under, over, and I get real close to the body. And really the only thing that's separating his spine from my contact here is 1 joint and some ribs, okay? So I get that real close in there like that. These are just examples, of course. You know, you use this layer up here in a lot of different ways, right? But to think that you can just jump from here into here is a mistake. And if you've sparred, you learn that real quick, okay? There's this hand, there's that hand, there's those knees, there's those feet, there's his forehead, all those things, okay? So you have to be smart about how you approach your opponent. And now we're gonna start talking about the 3 gates in the body, top to bottom. Now there's 3 relative gates from my opponent to me, right? So out here, I'm in his striking zone and he's in my striking zone, meaning my foot can reach him, my hands can reach him, but elbows and knees, not so much. Okay? So when we're out here and we're not touching, it's kind of a danger zone, especially for Wing Chun, because we rely so heavily on the touching, okay? Again, like I said last video, the good thing is if he's coming to me, he's got to touch me. So hopefully he's playing my game as soon as he touches me or as soon as I touch him. I'm starting to feel him and listen to him, okay? So we're in this striking zone here, okay? And this is one thing that Wing Chun looks at with some longer range attacks, you know, bam, bam, some longer range attacks, many, many different types. We don't have all the time in the world, so we won't go over every single one. That's up to you to learn. But when we get in close now, and I move in here, now when my body is this close, now I'm in a trapping range, meaning I can get his limbs fairly easy. I can get his neck fairly easy. I can pick the ankle, the knee rather, fairly easy from this range. And now once I get into this range, now my elbows are options, my knees are options, right? And so now I'm bringing more armies to the fight. The general's back here, and he sends his armies out through the pathways of the legs and the arms, right? Hopefully, you're working with 13 weapons, 13 armies, right? In the body, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 armies. The general's up in here and in here, yeah? And he sends out these armies, okay? This part of Wing Chun Kung Fu and this part, guts and brains, paramount, okay? If you don't have those, technique's not gonna really mean much, okay? So when we're out here, this is the danger zone. This is when that guts part and the smarts part, the strategy is gonna start to come into play, okay? So I start to side angle, and he's doing his Wing Chun thing, and he's putting, that's fine, that's good. He's putting his center right back on me, right? This is what Wing Chun's gonna do. I'm gonna side angle, he's gonna get right on me. Yes, all right? He doesn't want to let me off to these third line. Hey, I want in the center, if he's weak, I can crash through, but if he's not, I have to go off to the third line to get those weapons all the way over there so I can strike faster, hopefully, than that can, okay? Don't be confused by Wing Chun dogma, okay? When I get over here, yes, that weapon's over there, and it's slower and it takes longer, but boy, is it powerful, okay? You don't believe me? Take a circle kick to the thigh, okay, from the back leg. That sucks, okay? So, from here now, I move offline and I try to get into the trapping range as quickly as possible. Pull my weight up and use this, right? In here I got all these trapping tools I can do. This is really the main gate that Wing Chun's really focused in. If your Wing Chun's not doing long range and short range, even grappling on the ground, you gotta learn these things, okay? It's up to you, if your teacher doesn't teach these things, to find them out on your own, okay? Anyways, this gate we deal with, but not to a great degree in Wing Chun. This gate now, when our center now is shared between limbs crashing with one another, that's where Wing Chun's specialty really comes to life, okay? You can eat soup with a fork, but it's not very efficient, right? So a Wing Chun person telling you what to do out here and what to do in here, if they don't know what they're talking about, it's eating soup with a fork, okay? You gotta learn these things. Anyways, side note. As soon as I come in here like this is here, okay? Center to center. That's the goal in Wing Chun. This is the major thing. Because as soon as I can touch him, I can start feeling him, okay? He's not gonna be passive like he is here in a combat, of course. He's gonna step back out into the kicking range and try to kick me or strike me. Well, that's one method, right? I can come in and he can just move back into his kicking range and keep me in his kicking range. Yeah, that's fine, right? Or he can just crowd me and grapple me. Yeah, all right, that's fine, yeah, okay? The key is to touch. So as soon as I touch, when he goes to move, I want to listen to that and use that to my advantage. I want to be listening with my tools and moving and keeping my center on him at all times. So basically, when he goes to sidestep me in Wing Chun, don't allow it, right? He goes the other side, don't allow it, okay? Keep your center on them as much as possible. You only want to lose ground when you have to, when somebody more powerful than you is pushing through. If not, just smash through the center. Try to stay into the trapping range, because that's when you can really touch and really feel all that's happening. You got to work with drills such as Chisa, right? So many schools of Wing Chun, everyone does this differently. Don't worry about it. Don't get freaked out about dogma. Every school does it differently. Some do it down here, some do it middle, some do it real high. Doesn't matter. The goal is to touch and feel, so that when he moves so much as even a foot, I can start to feel that and use it to my advantage. You'll want to fall into the thinking of that the hit is the most important thing. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that when he goes to hit me, I can feel. So the big point I want to make today is when working with drills and working with sparring, pay attention to your distance from your opponent and don't panic. Try to stay calm. Treat everything as if it's a drill or a learning experience, and you'll be able to open up the body a little bit more and feel a little bit more. Everyone here who has sparred knows as soon as we start sparring, the tunnel vision really kicks in. It's even hard to hear your coach over in the corner shouting at you what to do because you're so focused in. You got in Wing Chun, Kung Fu, to be good, you have to open up the mind and start listening with your tools and with your ears and your eyes and everything. We focus on touch because it's simply faster than eyeball to brain response. The tactile is faster than that. So yeah, keep in mind, 3 gates in the arm. 1, 2, 3. The closer I am to the general, the less I have to worry about these armies out here, right? And the leg is the same way too, 1, 2, and 3. And then also, person to person, 1, 2, and then 3 in here, okay? Striking, trapping, grappling. They're all gonna be brutish in their execution if you don't use somewhat of that soft bridge like I talked about in the last video. The ability to fold from one to the other, ability to when he blocks, to fold from one tool to the next tool is the same mental mode of me being able to fold from this distance into this distance, and then into this distance as well. When you do all these drills with your hands, with your legs, with your body, against a compliant partner or a non-compliant partner, the modality in your head needs to be the same. It's not about, I do a drill, I punch you, you pocket, I take it off and I hammer in and whatever. That's the training wheels, you understand? At some point in time, you have to take the training wheels off and you have to understand this is easier, this is easier done than said. Because what it is the drills are getting you a pliant mind, right? You need to have a pliant mind and body. You need a strength and softness in both your mind and your body so that you can use both to your advantage to varying degrees. You're just like, you got two pots that you can pour from. You go overflow or 100% of one or 80-20, whatever you want to do. It depends on your opponent. Every person is going to be delivering different sparring techniques, fighting techniques, different strengths and different weaknesses. The ability for me to fold around the person's blocking hand, or if they're striking, the ability for me to fold around their striking hand is the same mental construct of me being able to get from here into here, and from there even deeper and so forth. So it's the same mindset. Doesn't matter what the hands and legs are doing ultimately. What matters is that your mind is pliant and strong. Okay, thanks.